the sticks on that stump were for her.
No.
Oh,
Here,
well, she'll get her own new one there.
Here, let's get you a new stick. Here's a new one. Hey,
oh.
Gabby, look. Look, I got a stick. Go get it. Yeah, you'll just chew that sucker up.
Oh, yeah, she's happy now.
Oh, you're a happy dog.
Yeah, she needs a bigger one.
A bigger one. Yeah.
Oh, happy dog.
This is my milk bone.
Yeah. You're not. You're such a goof. There's somebody watching. She always checks over there when we're here because that's where she saw it that day. Yeah, somebody watching over there.
Oh, that's pretty close to the spot where, well, right over there you saw the crouching one.
We were right here at the stump that day that she saw something over there that freaked her out so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's happy now. Okay, so the other day when I was out making my video about footprints that I'm not finding, I got back to the cabin and not long after that Sam came by to say she was coming up the trail. And I told her that it was pretty quiet when I was up here, but that was, you know, earlier in the day. And I had gone off in that direction, way back in that direction there. So she comes back a little while, and I asked her, you know, is anything going on up there? And she said, yes, there was. So she's going to tell us about what she experienced that afternoon.
Yeah, when I came up here. We're actually at the spot where, down off our main trail that we normally take. So, and I was commenting the fact we had a storm that came through here, a windstorm that knocked down quite a number of trees.
Oh yeah,
lots of trees back that direction. And so I hadn't been down this way very much. It's been pretty quiet this winter. So I wanted to come over here since I hadn't been here for a while, and I haven't done any gifting in a long time, and I just felt very motivated to do so. But I didn't want to leave a lot of stuff, so I just wanted to just leave a container of honey and placed on top of the stump over here. And I have a symbol I use, the Ansu's, kind of like a long stick like this with two slanted sides off to the side of it. And that's what I use to kind of identify myself. Anyway, while I was setting that up, and I played my Indian flute here for a little bit, I think it was right about the time I just started, I immediately heard a call. So basically, if I am and it was kind of like out in the distance in that direction a little bit, and kind of like, woo, but distantly.
Okay. So
it wasn't like close, like within a few hundred yards, maybe. And I don't know how well the sound's going to carry through the snow and everything now, but it was probably way over in the other side of that tree line, back down in that direction. Maybe it dropped down below the hill over there, so that's why it sounded a little remote.
Okay, so you think it was responding to your flute music?
I can't remember if I started the flute music or not. I think I heard that first, then I started playing the flute.
Okay.
But it was right after I heard that, then I heard what sounded like people right below here. And even though, well, right below this area is a ravine, kind of a drainage area where we've seen a lot of squatchy stick structures and bent over trees and down in the bottom, and then past it there's still a little stretch of land before you actually get to the street. The problem was this sounded a lot closer, you know, like talking, like children, maybe one adult, kind of talking to each other at regular voice level like this. And I was concerned at first that, you know, it sounded like they were actually walking up here. That's how close it sounded. Had they been just simply talking at the street, I would have never heard that.
No, not from this distance.
No, but it was real human style talking.
Could you make out words, or?
I couldn't make any words out, though. So if it was a different language, I certainly couldn't make out anything, but it was definitely talking.
So, but it sounded like children?
It sounded like children, and maybe one supervising adult.
How long did this go on for?
It wasn't that long. It was, you heard the howl, and then in response to the howl, you within a few seconds, you start hearing the children, and the one adult one that I could tell. And it lasted maybe about 15 seconds, 15, 20 seconds.
Wow.
And then it just stopped abruptly. I came down to your cabin today. That I took the back way behind the tavern where there's a strip of woods that gave one of my first experiences seeing one leap across a tree. So I walked back there and I came across a really rather large print. And so here's the thing: I put my foot in there. I will wear a size 10.5 shoe, men's shoe, you know, because of the size. They just fit better. And so when I compared it, there's still 3 or 4 inches after that, from the heel to past the end of my boot. So, you know, I'm looking, who's going to have feet that big? That's a big shoe if it was going to even look like. But you can actually see the toe.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you showed me the picture. It's a good size print.
It is a good size.
And you only saw one.
This one.
That was it.
Which just continues to perpetuate the mystery of why there's only a couple of 1 or 2 footprints, and then where's the rest of them that lead in or lead out?
Yeah. So, but that was back in under the big trees behind the tavern?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So it is conceivable they could have just come down out of a tree or made that one bounce out of a tree, hit the ground, and into another
back
tree.
Up to another one.
Yeah. Okay.
From tree to tree.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for sharing with us.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the other night after I was out here all day, but I was way off in the other direction that way.
Yeah.
And you had come back and you told me, you know, about what you had experienced. I kept my window cracked and the volume on the TV way down for the rest of the night because I wanted to hear if anything was going on out here. And I did hear 3 good knocks that weren't too far out here in the woods. And, of course, I still haven't been able to find any tracks associated with those knocks. But then last night, between 2:30 and 3, I kept hearing what sounded like voices out here, maybe a female and children, light, you know, not deep voices, light voices, high voices. But every time I'd turn off the TV and listen, I wouldn't hear it anymore.
They want to talk underneath noise, and the minute it gets quiet, they stop.
Well, you know, my TV's pretty quiet anyway, so I don't know if they could hear that where whoever it was outside was at. But it would just be, you know, a few seconds of voices, and then I'd stop and listen for 10 minutes, and there'd be nothing.
No German hunters?
No German hunters. But, yeah, I kept listening, and there was, just nothing. And then I'd turn the TV back on real low, and a few minutes later, then I'd hear it again. And what struck me as odd was that, you know, when I came down the hill last night, the tavern was closed at an early hour.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like there's any big parties were going on or anything. And yet at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm still hearing some strange voices out here.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they weren't close enough or clear enough that I could determine, you know, whether or not they were actually human. But it was odd. Yeah, definitely odd. So anyway, let's go check out and see if we can find any footprints where you heard voices.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, this is interesting here. Look at this. Actually creates a bit of a... So look at that.
Wow.
So we got this dead one pushed over on a little live one. Another one on kind of right there on the edge here. Creates a little teepee. And underneath is actually a patch of bare ground. That's interesting.
Huh.
How convenient is that? Yeah, and look here around the edges. It looks like ice around the edges under there.
Yep.
As though maybe something was using this. Huh.
Teepee structure here. Me and Barb out here.
I'm not seeing any other tracks around, but...
Hey, it'd be one thing if it was the one tree that's laying up here, but I see the smaller one right here, leaned up against this little. What is this? This little
hemlock
tree, and then the other one's just laying across the top like that, just like a perfect teepee.
Yeah, interesting. And it did create a shelter under there, especially with a little bit of snow on top of the hemlock. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's keep looking around.